Supreme Court's unanimous 9-0 ruling shakes up gun rights. Here's what you need to know. The U.S. Supreme Court has just delivered a groundbreaking decision that is sure to reverberate throughout the legal landscape, fundamentally shifting the way gun rights are understood and protected in the United States. With a 9-0 unanimous ruling, this decision could have profound implications for how gun-related lawsuits and restrictions are handled, reshaping the future of Second Amendment protections in ways many did not expect. Stay tuned as we break down the critical points of this monumental case and explore its far-reaching effects on the gun rights battle. In a move that shocked many, the court's ruling marks a significant departure from previous interpretations of the Second Amendment. What does this decision mean for the ongoing legal struggles surrounding gun rights in America? Let's take a deeper look at the details of the case, how it unfolded, and what it could mean for the future of firearm legislation in this country. This case started with an unusual lawsuit, one where a foreign government attempted to hold U.S. gun manufacturers responsible for crimes committed with firearms across international borders. What began as a single lawsuit quickly escalated into a case that has now become a landmark decision with broad implications. Chapter 1. A 9-0 ruling that changes the game. This Supreme Court decision marks a major victory for American gun manufacturers and a reaffirmation of the legal principles that protect them from being unfairly held accountable for crimes committed with their products. In this case, the court ruled that foreign lawsuits, such as the one filed by Mexico against U.S. companies, could not be used to hold manufacturers liable for crimes committed outside the United States. This unanimous decision upholds the legal protections established by the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, PLCAA, which shields gun manufacturers from liability when their products are misused by others. This ruling is a decisive confirmation of what many Second Amendment advocates have long argued. Lawsuits designed to weaken the firearms industry by placing civil liability on manufacturers will not succeed. This is a critical victory, not only for the gun industry, but also for the legal principles that defend the right to bear arms. This ruling has set a precedent that will shape the legal landscape for years to come, and it is a decision that will undoubtedly impact future legal battles related to gun rights across the nation. Chapter 2. The case that started it all. The lawsuit filed by the Mexican government against several major U.S. gun manufacturers aimed to hold these companies accountable for the illegal trafficking of weapons across the border and the violence that ensued. Mexico argued that U.S. manufacturers should be responsible for the misuse of their products in foreign countries. Many viewed this as a backdoor attempt to impose international gun control on American manufacturers. However, the Supreme Court rejected this argument outright. The court's ruling makes it clear that such lawsuits violate the sovereignty of the United States and the principles of the Constitution. The decision firmly rejects the idea that manufacturers can be held responsible for the actions of individuals who misuse their products, reinforcing the importance of the legal framework that protects businesses from unwarranted civil liability. The court emphasized that allowing such lawsuits to proceed would undermine the constitutional rights of U.S. citizens and open the door to excessive international interference in domestic legal matters. Chapter 3. Protecting the gun industry. At the heart of this case is the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, PLCAA, a law passed in 2005 to prevent anti-gun activists from using the courts to target the gun industry. This law provides critical protection for gun manufacturers, ensuring that they cannot be held liable for the criminal misuse of their products. The Supreme Court's decision in this case reaffirms the validity of the PLCAA, confirming that foreign governments and international entities cannot bypass this federal law. This ruling strengthens the legal foundation of the gun industry, ensuring that manufacturers are not subjected to endless lawsuits driven by foreign governments or anti-gun activists looking to impose their own regulations on U.S. businesses. The court's decision serves as a powerful reminder that legal protections for the firearms industry are secure, providing much-needed stability and clarity for future legal challenges. Chapter 4. Why the 9-0 vote is so crucial. One of the most important aspects of this ruling is the fact that all 9 justices agreed on the decision. This is not just a victory for conservative-leaning justices, but a unanimous decision that includes the support of more liberal justices as well. This rare bipartisan alignment sends a strong message that the right to bear arms and the protection of U.S. businesses from foreign interference are fundamental constitutional principles. The fact that all justices, regardless of their political leanings, were united in this decision adds significant weight to the ruling. It strengthens the precedent and makes it less likely that future courts will overturn or undermine the decision. In an era of divided politics, this rare unity among the justices sends a powerful message that when it comes to protecting constitutional rights, there is a clear and unwavering line drawn by the court. Chapter 5. The fallout for assault weapon bans. This ruling has significant implications for the ongoing legal battles over assault weapon bans at the state level. In states like California, Illinois, and New York, where assault weapon bans are already in place, this decision could have a profound effect on the legal challenges these laws face. The Supreme Court's ruling reinforces the idea that gun laws must be based on historical precedent and tradition, not emotional or politically motivated reactions to crime or violence. With the court's clear stance on Second Amendment protections, state-level bans on assault weapons now face an even tougher legal challenge. This ruling strengthens the argument that such laws violate the rights of citizens and are inconsistent with the original intent of the Second Amendment. As more legal challenges to these bans move through the courts, this ruling will undoubtedly play a key role in shaping the outcome. Chapter 6. What this means for state lawmakers. State lawmakers who continue to push for stricter gun control laws now face more legal obstacles than ever before. The Supreme Court's decision has made it more difficult for states to pass laws that exceed federal protections, particularly when it comes to gun rights. In states like California and New Jersey, where lawmakers have attempted to pass extreme anti-gun measures, this decision sends a clear message that they must tread carefully. The legal landscape is shifting, and state legislators who ignore this shift could find themselves on the losing side of future legal battles. If lawmakers in these states continue to push forward with measures that violate Second Amendment protections, they could face legal challenges that are much harder to win. Chapter 7. Shifting the landscape in lower courts. As the Supreme Court's ruling settles in, lower courts across the country are starting to take notice. Judges are referencing the court's language, questioning whether existing gun laws align with the Second Amendment and the principles set forth in the recent ruling. This shift could lead to quicker reversals of unconstitutional laws and make it easier for plaintiffs to challenge illegal restrictions. As lower courts begin to realign with the Supreme Court's decision, we can expect faster legal challenges to restrictive gun laws and a stronger defense for Second Amendment rights. Chapter 8. Strengthening the legal shield around gun rights. Although the case wasn't directly about the Second Amendment, its impact extends deeply into that area. The ruling further solidifies the legal protections for the firearms industry, which in turn strengthens the broader rights of gun owners. The court's decision closes potential loopholes that could have been exploited by anti-gun activists to undermine Second Amendment protections. This is an enduring victory for gun rights advocates, and it strengthens the legal foundation upon which future challenges to gun laws will be fought. Chapter 9. the end of legal tactics aimed at gun manufacturers. One of the most persistent strategies used by anti-gun groups has been to launch lawsuits against gun manufacturers, not to win cases, but to drain their resources and weaken the gun industry. This ruling puts an end to that tactic by reaffirming the constitutional limits on such lawsuits. Future efforts to target gun manufacturers through frivolous legal actions will face quicker dismissals. The court has made it clear that the law, not emotion or political agendas, must guide decisions in these cases. The ruling draws a firm line between justice and activism, sending a clear message to those who would use the courts to push their anti-gun agenda. Chapter 10. A landmark decision with nationwide impact. At first glance, this case may have seemed like just another legal dispute. However, its impact is far more significant than that. The Supreme Court's decision has created a national precedent that will shape legal arguments for years to come. It closes critical legal loopholes that activists had hoped to exploit and reaffirms the importance of the Constitution as the guiding principle in all legal decisions. With this ruling, the legal battlefield over gun rights has been realigned, and future challenges to gun laws will face a much stronger defense. The 9-0 decision is a victory, but the fight for Second Amendment rights is far from over. As states continue to push their own gun control laws, more legal challenges are sure to follow. The battle for your rights is just getting started. Remember to like this video and subscribe to Firearm Law Briefing for more updates on key legal battles that could impact your rights. And don't forget to share this with others who need to know about this groundbreaking ruling.